Hey, it's Feeling Mood Friday, and I want to share a little story with you. This took place about 25 plus years ago. I was on the football team in high school. I was the defensive end. My responsibility in my knowing at the time was if I get in there quick enough and make it to the quarterback before he's able to hand off the ball and make a tackle, I'm going to be the star of the moment. I'm going to get a lot of praise. And I did this before, and I did. I got that praise, and we were like, "Oh, good job! You sacked the quarterback," and I loved it. I loved the feeling. So my responsibility, my mind was to get in there as fast as I can, get the quarterback every single time. That is not the responsibility of the defensive end. It is not. The responsibility of the defensive end is to make sure that nobody gets around you. Nobody gets around you. And I was not doing that. I was not doing that because I didn't know. I didn't know to. I thought, oh, well, people are congratulating me, so I need to do it this way because I want to get congratulated. It feels good to be congratulated. So we were playing this team. This team realized my strategy of going straight in, and they took advantage of it and kept on going outside of me. They got a lot of yards, they got a lot of touchdowns, and I got a lot of slack. People were yelling at me from all angles. Team members were yelling at me, coaches were yelling at me, people in the sidelines were yelling at me, people in the audience were yelling. And I didn't understand. I didn't understand what was going on because in my mind, I thought I was doing my responsibility. Coach is called timeout. Coach comes out, grabs my face mask. I'll never forget this. He grabs my face mask, starts tossing me a bit side to side, gets in my face as close as he can. He's still holding onto my face mask, and he's yelling at me at the top of his lungs, contain, 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 Fareed, contain. And I was terrified. I was just, and the sad thing is I didn't know what contain meant. I didn't know what it meant. He was telling me to contain. I had no clue what contain meant. So I had to reinterpret a meaning of it, make up a meaning in that moment, and then go out and do that meaning. The meaning to me, what I was hearing was get in there faster. You got to get in there faster. You got to make it to the quarterback before he has time to hand off to the ball, that person goes around. So I would keep on doing the same thing. I was not containing. I was not getting to the side. They kept on doing the same thing. We lost the game. Responsibility was on me. I got a whole lot of slack. I did learn the lesson of what contain meant, and I learned the responsibility of what the defensive end's job is. Nobody ever got outside of me again, but that lesson was traumatizing. It was hard, and it could have been avoided if I asked the question, what does that mean? What does that mean? I don't understand. I thought my job was to go right in to get the quarterback. I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. And if I would have asked that question, maybe some things would have changed. And I think back here of how often I do that in my life. And a lot of times I've learned lessons a really hard way, where I've had to kind of fight through it, or it's been a big challenge. And some of these lessons didn't have to be. Some of these lessons easily could have been avoided with me pausing in the moment and asking the question, can you explain a little bit more? Or simply saying, I don't understand. Can you tell me more? What do you mean? Or even repeating back what they say. You know, they do say that communication is everything, or communication is the key, but if you're not interpreting the communication correctly, there's no point of communicating. So interpretation of the communication is the bigger key. And we need to make sure that we meet on that level. And a lot of it is, being brave enough to ask those questions. Right? I was afraid to ask the question because I didn't want to sound stupid. Right? How often do we do that? Are we afraid to ask these questions and we just make up our own meaning when it's not exactly what someone was trying to tell us or teach us? And we lose out on the lesson, and we also lose out on a chance to expand a relationship in a way. Or we learn the lesson, but we learn it in a very hard way. It doesn't always have to be so hard, and I'm constantly learning that lesson because I think a lot of times in life I learned that it has to be a fight, it has to be a struggle to be able to learn and to survive. I'm learning more now that it doesn't have to be that way. Not so much. We can just learn to love our way through. And my good friend Scott is helping me with this lesson a bit. We were talking about it last night, and he said, Jake, you don't have to fight your way through to the heart. Love your way through. Love your way to the heart. Love your way to the heart. I think that's such a beautiful, beautiful lesson that I'm going to hold so dearly to me because I heard it so very clearly. Let's just keep sending so much love. Let's take the time, ask these questions, Ask the hard questions, okay? Because that's when we start to really learn. We start to really learn how the other person sees life. And when we really learn how someone else sees life, we have more compassion towards it. We have more understanding towards it. And it expands our own reality of life because we're allowing theirs to come in. So we have a deeper version of what's going on. Okay, so I hope that helps in a way. So much love, so much gratitude. Let's keep loving. Let's learn these lessons a little bit easier than so hard. All right, peace.